welcoming back Jocelyn Jones-Lybarger here to the MMAOddsBreaker broadcast. I'm looking at on MMA Junkie right now, and I'm reading the replacement. See, I'm still one of those guys that has a hard time looking at the women's weight class all the time. Like I'm not doing in-depth stuff on the women's weight class all the time. So all of a sudden, just one day, I'm looking at the UFC 194 sheet, and your name's on it. I'm like, oh, I hit up Jocelyn. I had forgotten that you actually are a late-minute replacement for Michelle Watterson. You obviously you always in shape. We talked about this before. You never leave the gym. You're kind of a gym rat. But what was it like though, getting that phone call to go, hey, Michelle Watterson's out. We know you're the RFA champ, but would you mind giving up your belt and coming over and having a fight in the octagon? Like, what was that conversation like?
I mean, because it was like 15 days before, Monday night, like Ed started texting me in the middle of the night, and it woke me up and said, Michelle Watterson's hurt. At that time, Coach, John Crouch was flying to Korea for Ben. So, I was texting my manager and I was like, let's do it. Because I immediately went back to training after the Zoila fight because I just had a gut feeling that something's going to happen. And when they call, you don't want to say no because they'll never call you again. You don't want to have your weight heavy or anything like that. I just knew based on my performance that it could happen. And with all these girl fights lined up, somebody could get hurt and they're going to need somebody. And freaking Tuesday afternoon, I was driving and Sean Shelby called me and I pulled over and I just started crying because I was just so happy. I couldn't help it. This is what I've been working for. And now, the work doesn't stop, because I don't want to be known for getting in there and, I lost all my fights, blah, blah, blah. I want to get in there and make some noise and I can compete with a lot of those girls. But it was an emotion I just haven't felt. There was no question about the RFA belt because RFA, I love working. I really enjoyed working for them. And that's what they do is they're a feeder. They want to see the fighters succeed. And they were all so happy for me and really supportive.
And when you say Ed called you overnight, are you talking about Ed Suarez?
Yeah, he texted me. He texted me and was like, hey, Michelle Watterson's hurt. She's out. I just let Sean know, that I passed him your name. So, we'll see what happens. And I said, thank you. And then my manager got on it.
Ed is, for those at home that don't know, Ed Suarez is Anderson Silva's manager and Leo Machia's manager, but he's also the promoter for RFA, where Jocelyn's the champ. And to have a promoter call another promoter is a huge deal, especially when the promoter's going, look, I have to lose my champ now to the UFC. Like, he's losing his belt holder to UFC. That's a big deal for Ed to make that phone call and go, look, I have faith in you as my champ. You'll be able to do fine, especially on short notice against a person like – the records are similar. You're 6-1, she's 6-0. Tecia Torres, she's beaten a number of named fighters along her process. What was it like getting the house ramped up? Because you and your wife have to kind of ramp up the house to get ready for a training camp. You just came off one, you're kind of training, but now it's like, it's Tuesday. I'm sure as soon as you got off the phone with Sean Shelby, you called and went, look, babe, we got to step everything back into training camp again, at least for the next 15 days. Was it hard to get the house ramped back up again?
No. Jana keeps everything in order here. What's funny is when I'm not in fight camp, like I'll eat bad things, but Jana won't, because she's constantly training. She's training for Ironman, and that takes a year and a half. And she, so she's always eating good. It's me that when I'm not training, when I'm not in fight camp, I eat bad things. But no, she was. Right away, she texts, Mike Dolce and was like, hey, look, she's in. Jocelyn's going to call you right now. And then he called me, said, step on the scale. What's your weight? Okay, I'll email you the new meal plan, blah, blah. So it was really like everything was moving, I couldn't get a hold of Coach because, like I said, he was still flying. And then finally he landed and he called me and it was awesome. It was, and when he got to Korea, because, we had Mike, Delatorre, we had Ben Henderson on the card. They were all so excited for me, texting me and giving me love and stuff. And while they were all there, they all watched the video and coaches, I'm excited. I'm excited for this matchup. A lot of people thought I was going to lose against Zoila. And it's not that about really having a game plan. That's what kind of fighter I am. I like to push the pace. I like to I'm going to control.
I actually picked Zorla to beat you. I was one of those
Mm.
guys like, yeah, it's just she's got better stand up, she's got a better skill, she's got more power in her hands, she spent more time doing Muay Thai, blah, 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 blah. And all of it was bullshit at the end of the day. Like, all of it was
Yeah.
crap because you destroyed everything that we thought, and we were sitting at home and trying to line out this fight. You beat every single system that we put up there. You beat every single one hands down. It was like, well, so our analysis doesn't mean anything anymore. And it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting because you look at like a Ronda Rousey Holly Holm fight. I picked Ronda to
Hmm.
win the second round. Holly wins in the second round. I don't care how many people said they knew it was going to happen. 30 seconds after the fight was over, if you go back and look through their Facebook feed and look through their Instagram feed and their Twitter feed, they were all picking Ronda, and they're like, "Oh, I told you it was going to
Exactly.
happen." You're like, "Look, man, like you didn't. Nobody knew it was coming down." Do you kind of feel like that a lot of times when you go in, you're kind of the underdog in a couple of your last couple of fights. You're kind of like, "Look, I don't care what the odds makers say. I don't care what all the who's who, the commentators say about my fight. I know for sure that I'm gonna be able to beat this person put in front of me, and I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it." Do you feel like
Hmm.
sometimes that you have to prove to the rest of us to kind of go, "Look, I'm 6-1 for a reason. I didn't just show up on the map. I'm here. And I'm the RFA champ for a reason." Do you feel like you still
Uh-huh.
have to prove a lot of stuff to us?
Yeah, I mean, I do feel that, but at the same time, I can't explain how good I felt the last camp against Zoila, how confident I was. I never doubted myself. I always visioned myself winning in all the areas, and I just went in there and performed for 5 rounds. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm fine dealing with the whole underdog thing. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care if people bet on me. Friends have been texting me, people I went to college with, high school with, and was like, so crazy seeing you on the ESPN app, and it is crazy. Like, it's all surreal now, and we're just getting started.
So you said you watched tape,
Mhm.
and this is the beginning of your career. Like this will be the first time walking into the octagon for you.
Mhm.
And obviously, every athlete wants to be there for the rest of their life. Like until you decide to retire, you want to be, a name that is in the UFC, whether you're the champ or right there in the cusp, the top five guy that you kind of want to be. Do you look back at some of Tecia's fights and go, Felice Herrig was a tough opponent for her, Rose was a tough opponent for her, Paige Van Zant was a tough opponent for her, and she came through all three of them. Do you look at any of
Mhm.
those fights and go, okay, I can learn a lot about her and her victories? Because there's no really losses to look at to how to beat her. You only can
Mhm.
go off of, okay, she had a flaw when she fought Paige when she did this. She had a flaw when she fought Rose when she did this. You look at the tapes like that?
Kind of. I look at the tapes. Me and her are cool. I have a lot of respect for her. She's a good fighter. But she's really good. I believe there's little holes in her games, but there's holes in mine too. But I believe at what we're both good at is I'm better at it. And I'm gonna be able to push the pace, and I'm gonna be have better cardio, and she's not gonna push me around, and I'm gonna be stronger and the taller and longer fighter.
You say you like to eat bad stuff when you're not in training camp. So is weight going to be hard for you this time? Is weight about the same as it was getting ready for the Zola fight?
What's kinda crazy is I'm 2.4 lighter today than I was last for the Zoila fight. So, yeah, it's kinda crazy. We're just all like, "What the heck?" So, I feel good, I feel relaxed. This morning, uh, did a good run, did some more wrestling, some mitt work. We fly out tomorrow morning. I feel good, and it's 116. I don't have to be 115.0. That last pound sucks.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's absolutely like you gotta use it every little bit. But that's amazing for your size, 115 pounds, 2.4 pounds less is a huge percentage of body weight this close to a fight, and
Yep.
not having a full training camp. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a really big deal. Congratulations, because I know that is
Thank you.
that is half the battle is making weight. People don't understand it. Like it's really a science. The reason why
Mhm.
guys like Mike Dolce are so big now within the sport is because they
Mhm.
make athletes make weight. They help athletes get down to weight and be able to perform. And obviously, you've done that well. Now, it's not too much of a layoff for you. You fought October 9th, your last
Yeah.
fight, and you're fighting, what is it, the 12th, December 12th.
Yeah.
It's not that much of time off. You said you went right back to training right after the Zola fight, but how much time off was there? A day or two, 3 days? Did you take a 5 days off, or literally fought
There was literally
Saturday,
one
Monday?
day. We came home. I took Monday off because Monday is kind of a slower, team practice because we spar hard over the weekend. So I took Monday off, but I still went in to see the team at team practice, show them the belt, and it was awesome. And then Jana and I took the kids shopping, and then I was right back in there Tuesday morning running on the treadmill, so, and I don't think people believe that, but I mean, yeah, I was right back in there that Tuesday.
Now, this essentially means that you've been in training camp the entire time. Like you've been in training camp for this, and then basically the Zola fight was just a warm up to get you ready for Tecia. Like that's basically was happening within this process. But you peaked for the Zola fight, and you have to come off a little bit to get to another peak. Are you going to have enough time to come back down off your peak and get back up again?
I think that the peak is, we talked about that too, like, okay, I got to do my rounds again, my sparring rounds of Shark Tank, and it just felt like deja vu. But I feel like this is going to be, I did 3 hard rounds Saturday and I felt good cardio wise, everything, and I feel like it's just going to come just in time Saturday night. I just got to be on the card I'm on. I'm just like, woo. So I just got to take it all in and, just be relaxed and have fun at the same time, laser focus on what my job is.
It's incredible. I mean, you look at this card, top to bottom, and it is. I talked to Chael Sonnen earlier today, and we believe this could potentially be the biggest card in UFC history because of the main event with Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor. Like this could be the most watched UFC event in history as a whole, definitely for 2015. And you're part of this card. That's a big deal. Like that's a huge deal. Was there any conversation, because you're taking on late notice, that like the UFC is like, no matter what happens in this fight, we're definitely gonna take care of you for your next fight. Like we're definitely gonna make sure you have another fight, or was it automatic? I signed a 3-fight deal, 4-fight deal with the UFC, and that's just what's gonna happen.
I signed a 4-fight deal, and I was just super excited. Like you said, I want to retire in there. You know how it is. I want to stay in there. But it's going to be exciting, and then to be the co-main event before Uriah on the prelims like that, it's cool. I'm excited.
That's huge. That's a really big deal. And a lot of people are talking about Uriah, of course, is right after your favorite fighting Frankie Sinaz. Like these are like, they're looking at now. It's becoming, with the UFC, is so much great, amazing talent that it used to be, I'm gonna wait till the pay-per-view starts and I'll start watching at the pay-per-view. Now you're like, I've got to sit down. Especially like the second fight of the night is John McDessie. The first fight of the night is Court McGee. So you're like, I've got to sit down and watch this. I have no choice. When you talk about John McDessie versus Yancy Madero, that's a huge fight, second fight of the night, and that's on Fight Pass. Like,
exactly.
It's like, these are incredible fights, top to bottom. It's amazing, and I'm so happy for you because obviously I've been interviewing you for years, back when you first started pro. Like, it's been amazing to actually see the growth in you as a competitor, but see the growth in the promotions that you've been coming through. You keep getting bigger and better every single time.
Thank you. It means a lot.
I hope you're able to retire in the UFC. When you're ready to be done, I hope you're still standing going, look, I got in here this one time to fight Tecia Torres, and I stayed put all the way through, and now I'm time to hang it up, and I'm out. And that's just, I wish that for you, because I think it's amazing. No one else deserves it more than you do, because I know how much hard work you put in.
Thanks, Frank. That means a lot coming from you. Thank you so much.
You got it. Have fun tomorrow. Flying out to Vegas. It's a short trip for you, but going from Phoenix over, it's only a little bit. But have a great trip. Have a great rest of the week, and get ready. And I'll definitely be at home cheering you on when I'm at the house.
Awesome. Thank you. Janice said hello.
Tell her I said hey.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. I'll talk to you later.